Man, is this a rant about Shakespeare or a rant about education? Let's find out together. I know this demographic is not existent on my channel with my views, but if by any chance there are any English teachers watching this video hoping to show this to their class, don't. If this video makes its way into Mr. Peter's first period intro to English class, then stab me with a spoon and make the death slow. What I'm trying to say is this video is not meant to be educational, that's all, just merely cathartic. But regarding English, what do you typically think of when I say the phrase English class? Some may say To Kill a Mockingbird, others may say The Great Gatsby, many will say Minecraft, Diary of a Wimpy Guardian, the classic combination of everybody's favorite game, plus everybody's favorite book. When I hear English class, I unfortunately think of Shakespeare. Will I Am Shakespeare, aka a joke many of my teachers have made 8 different times in 8 different ways. Drop an image of Will I Am onto William Shakespeare, all of a sudden you're Kevin Hart, Jeff Dunham, bringing in all the laughs. I have to say though, whenever I'm at Barnes & Nobles and walking past the Shakespeare section, I get crippling PTSD, flashbacks, cocoon on the floor, memories of all the dumb assignments I had to do. For example, take Much Ado About Nothing, a Shakespeare quote-unquote comedy about romance. We had to pretend to make dating profiles for different characters, and first of all, are we in a school or are we workers at christianmingle.com? Farmers only. Black people meet. Here's a fun fact, my friend told me he got a 50% on this assignment because he made Don John gay. Underneath the picture of Keanu Reeves, he had the caption, "Sorry ladies, I'm into men." And then the teacher gave him a solid F. He ended up telling on her to the principal, and then the principal investigated her. So here's the deal, if you didn't guess by now, or if you didn't guess by my one other Shakespeare video I made, I don't like the guy's work too much. It's not like I actively dislike the man who wrote the works, because it would be weird if I actively hated a guy who's been dead for more than a couple centuries. I mean, I don't know how I'd feel knowing that long after I die, in the year 3078, one-eyed Frank is leaving hate comments on my videos. No, I don't dislike Shakespeare, I dislike the way his works are taught in schools, that's all. I suppose it's important to learn about Shakespeare, but I think many people overstate the importance of teaching Shakespeare in the classroom though. A lot of people say that reading Shakespeare will help you better understand the world of today, which, first of all, no. How do you expect me to understand the issues of today with a book written 500 years ago? Are you sure I can use the adventures of a prepubescent kid finding love just by existing as a tutorial for getting ladies in the real world? With that aside, let me tell you something about when I was a hecking dunce rolling around the city in 8th grade. See, I wanted to get out of our Shakespeare unit, but I didn't have an excuse. Or a real one. So I was gonna make one up on the spot. See, I basically told her, look, semantics is how we derive meaning out of life. Meaning in language is a very consensual thing. In order for language to work, we both need to agree as to the meaning of a sentence. So what if I remove myself from that equation entirely? What if I say that, when it comes to Shakespeare, my interpretation of the source material is completely different from yours? She laughed in my face. I could feel air exiting her mouth as she went into hysterics. She was laughing so hard you would have thought that Jeff Dunham / Kevin Hart was on the stage. That's how hard she was laughing, dude. She then proceeded to roast me hard. She said, sir, maybe if you spent the time it took thinking that up actually reading the text, you'd understand it better? Could you at least acknowledge that it was worth a shot, please? My point with sharing that little anecdote is to show what the goal shouldn't be. There are so many people that actually legitimately love Shakespeare, and I want to know what that feels like, but that's often lost, and kids want to avoid it altogether. See, I used to like Shakespeare. Correction, I liked Shakespeare when I was a pretentious kid who wanted to be an intellectual / child prodigy, and I thought that the only way to get there was to claim blind love for Shakespeare, and I guess with that mindset I proved that I was neither. Let me clear something up. I hadn't actually read Shakespeare before middle school, aka when I had that mindset, which only adds to the grandiosity. But it's weird, the older I got, the less cool I found Shakespeare. Especially due to the teacher's weird efforts to make Shakespeare cool. Through a rap? I had a teacher that showed us a couple of videos of some guys rapping Shakespeare sonnets. First of all, no, don't do that. Just because you can rap Shakespeare doesn't mean that you should. Hello, fellow children. Would you like to listen to my hip-hop presentation in order to better understand William Shakespeare? No, that's not a thing I would like. The last thing I need to hear is, shall I compare thee to a summer's day on top of a royalty-free beat? Oh god though, it left me with such a bad taste in my mouth. But with all that disgust aside though, I can't give my teacher too much crap for showing us that video. I mean, at least she was trying to make the material more fun. I want you to keep in mind, the reason why my experience with Shakespeare is negative is due to the fact that it comes in a classroom setting. And that's the problem I'm hammering on. It should never get to a point where kids are stressed out due to reading Shakespeare. It should never get to a point where kids are only studying Shakespeare to pass a quiz that's going to take place tomorrow rather than actually retaining information. It should never get to a point where kids are bored in class by reading the same paragraph over and over again, only to have a pop quiz on it the next day. I mean, after all, weren't these plays, performed in the 16th and 17th century? Or do you think that audience members were asked to read manuscripts of the play only to have a 20-question multiple-choice test at the end of the final act?
Hey, it's me, William. I just want to ask you about my play. Question 1. Did you get it?
I don't know why I made my voice for Shakespeare to be Kermit, except even more green. I mean, when we were learning Much Ado About Nothing, we watched the movie starring Keanu Reeves, and that was way better. Not only because we got to see Keanu Reeves trying his hardest to fit into a 15th century setting, but also because we were actually, understanding the material with visuals. I come with fair warning though. Teachers, please, please, please don't make your kids perform the plays in front of the entire class. Please. Like in 8th grade we were doing A Midsummer's Night Dream, and I was chosen, keyword, chosen, involuntarily chosen, to play Lysander. Now if you don't know, which is likely, Lysander is in a love triangle with 2 ladies. So it's like Twilight or The Hunger Games, except even more genuinely awful. I can say with all confidence that it was very uncomfortable for all parties involved to see a kid with pimples all over his face straight up pimping in front of the entire class. So yeah, teachers, don't do that to children, please. So, if English teachers do happen to be watching this video by chance, here's my plea to you. You don't have to show your class a movie every single day, but perhaps when teaching Shakespeare, find a balance between boring reading and rapping Sonnet 18. Please? Oh God, please? Yeah, y'all can handle this. Cali boy. No, but seriously, I'm from England though, white boy. This Sonnet 18, Will I Am Shakespeare, we bout to hit it. Shall I compare thee to a No. I'm not gonna rap. You thought I was gonna rap Sonnet 18? What are you, stupid?